Okay, perfect. So I hope everything is fine. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me well. Hello, hello, hello. I really appreciate your work. I'm from Rwanda. I made my first. Oh, that's nice. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you too. So today we're gonna talk about how to reduce up to 70% of losing, because this is a pretty popular topic. It's a lot of the questions about that, and of course I can understand that. So it's good that you think also about the risk money management strategy in advance, because the people who don't, it could end not that great. So text me, how are you? If everything is fine, I'm also gonna check it in the comments now, so I will be sure. So here it is. Perfect. I think everything is working pretty nice. We can hear you. Okay, perfect. So here I already opened that. Firstly, we're just gonna talk a little bit, and after also trades. So let's check it out. It was the yesterday currency pairs that we were using. Of course, we mostly trade on the real market, but at the same time, oh, it's a pretty good one. We can open here trade for like 4 minutes in the upward direction, because here we can see, right, it was a downward trend for some time from 138 to 156. Pretty nice. It achieved here the previous resistance level. Everything is pretty clear. We can see by the Donchian channels. After that, it achieved the previous support level as well. So it's pretty clean trend and started reversing in the upward direction. Now we got some corrective candle here. As you can see, just reversed a little bit from our entry point. But that's why I opened here for 4 minutes, because I could see that here, that it could be some fluctuations. But for now, it's okay. So before, we also can see by the RSI, I hope you can see everything. When it was a downward trend, it was in the oversold zone, of course. After it reversed, started going in the upward direction, and now it's going higher and higher. It's also went a little bit lower just because of this red candle that's going on right now in the chart, but it should change, and I hope it's just going to be a corrective candle. On the MACD also, like why I open here buy trade, because the last pin bars is green color. They're almost crossed the zero level. 2 lines of MACD, as you can see, now it's reversing pretty great and pretty close to our entry point again. So 2 lines of MACD crossing each other, start going up in the same direction. We can see now it's going better, but the RSI indicator also is going higher and higher. Like our line or our price, achieving the overbought zone. So everything here is set up, just need to wait and need to choose also a good entry point and time of the expiration, so you will have enough time to close. Now we're in the plus, for example. It's great. Let me open like this so you can also see it. For example, also sometimes I open a trade here just to see. Okay, it's a new candle appeared on the chart. It's going well. So it was a good decision to open, not for like for 2 minutes or something, but even for 2 minutes, if we open, we would close it right now. So we'll see if it was a good decision or not. But here, for example, we can see open price, current price, open time, closing time. So I really recommend you to check it out. And also after the trade as well. For example, like this, you just open price, closing price, difference plus 10 points. I will always send this kind of the screenshots also in the channel. So, Today, I wanted to talk about highly effective methods. Actually, the people that's already watching the YouTube channel or a little bit of my Telegram channel know about that. It's not that difficult, but at the same time, I think it's important to mention every time, because it feels like some people just forget about this, to minimize losing trades before they even hit the account, because there's no need to complicated indicators or overloaded charts or like calculating something. This approach is built on clear logic that highlights only the strongest opportunities as well. And of course, first of all, I'm talking about the money management system, risk management. And it's not me who did all of this and made this kind of the system, because some of the people doesn't like it, because they're like, oh, how I can use only 1% of the deposit per trade, because this is so less, I'm not going to do any result and everything. But it's all made just because of the other people mistake. So that's why it's better to follow it and not to repeat these mistakes. So we will learn today, first of all, how to stop chasing every candle, because I know a lot of people have it when they see, for example, a good chart and they're trying to open a trade as soon as possible because they're thinking this is a great opportunity. But after like 1 minute, they understand it was such a bad decision. So here, need to a little bit close your excitement and fast emotions when you think like that. As you can see, by the way, we got a little bit of reversal here, 3 seconds. Let's see. If it would be 2 minutes, we would do that. So here I would open a trade down, because looks like it's the new resistance level appeared here. We can draw the line, right? Because we can also see a pretty big upper wick on the candle, this one, showing that the buyers were trying to break this level, but they couldn't. So let's see. Because also, like, many beginners try to enter every setup, right? It's like about not to choosing every candle, which leads to constant losses, of course. So also, the number of trades doesn't determine our success. Like, a lot of people thinking, oh, the much more trades I will open, the much result I will have. Of course not, because choosing fewer but more confident entries allows you to increase your result and also reduce trading stress. So you need to make the decisions and learn to make the decisions with full confidence, and at the same time with calmness. I think this is the biggest thing. So yeah, but again, for me, I think what is the most important part is just to understand that it's not any like fast result or something, as in every area. For example, in sport, or so, for example, like you go to gym 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you don't see the result that much, right? But if you will go to gym for 2 months, 3 months consistently, eating really good and everything, you will see what is the difference between you 3 months ago and you now. But if you will just go 1, 2, 3 times, you will not have that much result. And there's a people that doing like really hard diets, and even me, I was like this, like when I was 15 or 16, and I was eating just just the water and cucumber, something like this, or the rice, for example. And because I wanted to do the result as fast as possible, but what I get in advance, I think there is a people that also was doing this kind of the really strong and not healthy diets, right, in the food, and just some kind of the example so it would be easier to understand. So after that, what do you have? Yeah, you have a fast result, but then you have some other effects of this. You don't have that much good health anymore. You have problems with hair, for example, because if you don't eat enough, at least for a woman, if you don't eat enough, you don't have enough fats in your food, you start having a bad hair. You also start having a bad nails, skin, and more and more and more. So after that, you have the problems that you would not have if you will follow everything right. And if you will lose, for example, 2 kilograms in a month, 3 kilograms, but healthy, then 2-3 kilograms in a week with a really strong diet, when your body doesn't have enough nutritions and more. So this is some kind of the correlates when trading, because when you want fast results, you will face with the problems after, or it would be the losing of your deposit, or some stress, and more problems. But if you will do everything step by step, trading really small amount of money, when you don't stress that much, you don't risk a lot and everything, yeah, you will have the result not that fast, maybe in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and more. But at the same time, you will have it confidently, without any risk, without any problems to your health as well, the mental health, and to any other areas of your life. So like in every area, sport, fitness, health, anything else, you need to be consistent and not risk too much. Just do it step by step, using, for example, as in trading, 1% of your deposit, for example. So that's how you're not risking, and at the same time, you're making consistency, the result. So let me check the comments. I didn't check it. Hello, hello. Hey, hi, hi. Give me such trading once. You will gain, but I will lose. What do you mean by that? Good to see you again. Have a profitable. Thank you so much. Okay, here as we can see, it reversed again. Let's see. Yeah, because again we have currency pair. The real market is fluctuating a lot. So let's find something else. Something else. It's not that bad one. As you can see, it's pretty consistent downward trend. But it's changing a lot. Here, for example, we can do 5 minutes, open a trade here as well. Here we can see it was a downward trend before. It creates a new support level, so reversing in an upward direction. The RSI on the RSI price was in the oversold zone. Now it's out of the oversold zone, going in the upward direction. The two last pin bars in MACD green color. We can also turn on some other indicators, but they will not show us that much information for now, just because it's only the start of the upward trend here. For example, super trend is still showing us the sell signal because again, it was just 1, 2 green candles. Now it's just one already. By the way, here is in some kind of the feature I was telling about before, like a signal, but you do it here in the settings. So you click here and you have a signal for 200. Yeah, that's what we open actually for 4 minutes in the upward direction. So the market literally gives you the signal, depends on analyzing it. Also, here's some other thing here in the pocket option that happened recently. It's calendar, economic calendar in trading analysis. It's pretty nice. You can see all of the news here that not dropped yet. For example, this is going to be in 30 minutes, this is going to be in 43 minutes, and it could affect the market, of course. Here's, for example, the high probability of US Federal Reserve cutting borrowing cost support fair quotes. So here we can see, for example, the news that was dropped like 2 hours ago. Yeah, like even 1 hour ago. That, of course, could affect on the euro/USD. So since the beginning of the current month, the euro/USD pair has resumed growth within the long-term uptrend. And is now testing 1.1719. It's a pretty good one. Boom, boom, boom. In turn, the European is also expected to further reduce borrowing costs in the autumn, but only if the region's economy comes under significant pressure amid global trade instability. Although it currently looks quite stable. Okay, nice. Here we can see the chart from May to August, right? I can see a consistent upward trend. Trading tips: long position may be opened above the level of 1.7 with targets at 1.1841. But it's like implementation period 5 to 7 days. You know, we're not trading like this. So of course, fundamental analysis is for those who's more into the long-term trade. We're unfortunately or fortunately trading with the short time of the expiration, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So it's kind of different strategy. So that's why we don't use fundamental analysis that much, because some of the people asking, because it just doesn't make that much sense. Because of course, if it's a really, really big new, it could affect the market even for 2, 3, 5 minutes and more, and we still can use it for the analyzing. But at the same time, this kind of the news that dropping for weekly time frame doesn't making that much information for us, just because we need to look at technical analysis more visually on the chart, analyze candlestick patterns, support, resistance levels, what's happening right now, every noise of the chart. Because yeah, it could be the upward trend in general, for example, for a day, but at the same time, it's not going to be just going like this, right? It's still going to be some corrective candle. Or for example, for 30 minutes, it's like really long upward trend. Then for 10 minutes, it's a downward trend. Then it continues to go in the upward direction. But for this 10 minutes, what we're going to do, we're just going to sit and wait. Or for example, we would probably be opening a trade always in the upward direction, then we got this corrective movement or just a short downward trend. And of course, we will try to open a trade in the downward direction because we see a pretty consistent and confident reversal, even if it's for 10 minutes. For example, we trade was 2 minutes. Why not? In this 10 minutes, we can open 5 trades in the downward direction. Hello, hello, Cameroon. Okay. So let's see. As you can see now, it's reversed a little bit downward direction, but let's wait. So. Now let's find something else. Here is also pretty interesting that you can see here is the resistance support level. Now it's reversing in the downward direction, but at the same time it could continue growing. So let's wait. Let's check out the signals. Okay, we will open here sell trade. So yeah, as you can see here, we also have a cryptocurrencies, commodities, stocks, indices, and even if you trade with currency pairs, but you know technical analysis, you can at the same time trade on the stocks, commodities, but at the same time also you need to analyze what's going on there. On the cryptocurrencies as well. Actually, it was not that bad here. Pretty consistent downward trend. Here was also pretty good. Look at the Bitcoin. It's pretty nice. Just Bitcoin OTC, also not that bad actually. We can see here some consistent downward or upward movement. Polkadot, Ethereum. Ethereum is not that consistent and great, but anyway. Solana, for example, also not bad. Let's check it out. Here it's reversed again. So let's just see. Can open here 2 more trades for 4 minutes already. So. Also, what kind of indicators you can use in the strategies? First of all, a really easy one, super trend, zigzag, and stochastic, for example. So what do we do with zigzag? Zigzag is literally showing us the direction of the trend. At the same time, it's showing you support and resistance levels, like the minimum and the maximum price for the exact period of time. So it's pretty easy to find it. For example, before it was here, then it was a little bit more here. You see it by these arrows. Then support level was here. Now support level is here, but it could go even lower, for example. For example, before the support level was here, the resistance level was here. That's how you look for that. So about the zigzag, okay, we get it. It's giving us the direction of the trend. With the super trend is literally giving you a signal to buy or sell, and pretty easy, pretty nicely. But at the same time, sometimes it's changing and it's just not giving you the information that fast. For example, here, as you can see, it was still giving the sell signal here, but it was already reversing in an upward direction. So it's better to wait some time for the more confident signal and confirmation, because here at the same time it was also giving the buy signal, but then boom, it fall in the downward direction, again the upward one. So here it was not that consistent, confident. Here it's pretty strong sell signal, and we can see it also by the stochastic escalator. We can see the stochastic escalator, by the way. So here we need to check it out first of all at the 2 lines crossing each other. So if 2 lines is crossing each other, and for example like here, and start going in the upward direction, it could be a strong buy signal. If the price is crossing, if the 2 lines of stochastic crossing each other in the overbought zone, like opposite, and start going in the downward direction, it could be a strong sell signal. And that's what happens here, you see? So it was the upward trend before. Also 2 lines cross each other, start going in the upward direction. They almost achieved the oversold zone, and after start reversing, then achieve the overbought zone, cross each other again, start going in the downward direction, and boom, here we can see a pretty great downward trend that's going already for a long time. Trading chart is not good today. Yeah, I agree. But it's not the time actually for trading yet, because like, for example, we're gonna have a trading session in like 1.5 hours, and this is gonna be the best time, of course. Wishing you and keep study. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for the video. So thank you so much as well. How are you? How are you? I'm good. Of course I'm good. So let's see. Yeah, today is not going that really great, as you can see. It was a pretty great upward trend, and it was continuing after, but then it reversed in a downward direction. That's why we opened here trade down. Then it started reversing in the upward direction, showing us that the upward trend is continuing, and after it went lower again. So, but let's see. Here, for example, pretty good downward trend as well. Let's open here trade down like that. Here, pretty good upward trend, for example, that's still continuing, but it's a lot of signals to sell, so it's better not to do it here. Here, it's a lot of the signals to sell as well. Two lines of stochastic before it cross each other start going in a downward direction. Now it fluctuates a lot again, but a super trend to sell signal, but the zigzag, it's also sell signal. Hello, is there a trading session? Trading session is going to be in 1.5 hours. So here we just trade, we just practice. I'm showing you the strategies and more. Because here on the live stream is always a pretty big delay, so I don't really recommend to follow anything here. So after, what kind of indicators it also could be? One of my favorite one is MACD, of course, and RSI. CCI is not making that much, giving that much information actually, so I don't really use it. Ichimoku. For some time I was using this, but actually it's doesn't make that much sense. Definitely, like if you are a nerd, you know, you like to analyze a lot of the information at the same time, it's fine, but also like it's not making that much sense. Envelopes, not really. Like I would rather choose Bollinger Bands, for example, or Donchian channels instead of that. That will show you the diapason of your price, and also when your price, for example, crossing some of the lines, it also could be the sign of something. Zigzag, I showed it to you. For example, oscillator. First of all, the name is pretty funny. Second of all, it's not giving that much information again as the MACD, because if we will compare it to each other, we will see that MACD is giving more information just only because of two lines that here on the chart, because these two lines is MACD line and signal line. So when they're crossing each other, they're also giving pretty good signal. Also here, for example, when we see the two lines of MACD first of all cross each other, start going in the upward direction, then they crossed the histogram of MACD, like these candles. Then the two lines also cross each other, start going in the downward direction, cross the histogram again. It's showing how strong the trend is, and we can see it here pretty easily. So that's why I like the MACD more. On the oscillator, we cannot see that. It's just showing us almost, the candles is almost the same as we can see, but the colors. But on the MACD, again, it's more of them. And it's giving more info, definitely. So, as you decide, but it's not that good as MACD. MACD, RSI, and fractal. Well, fractal is not that bad, but it's not working that clear yet. You can use it, you can try it, but sometimes it's pretty randomly and it's giving some fake signals. So don't really recommend you. Let's open a trade here, for example. Here we are in the plus 21 seconds for the previous trade. It was fluctuating a lot. We could see it here. It was always jumping. And now it's doing the same actually. So let's wait. Let's wait. Just in the last second it happened, as you can see. Chat no sound. There is a sound, definitely. But yeah, today market is fluctuating a lot. But it's okay for now because again, it's not the good time right now for the trading. For example, in the morning is great. Sometimes when we have a trading session in the morning, sometimes they're even better than the trading session in at like 1 p.m. GMT time, after 2 p.m. GMT time, because the market is still, it's like it's already open, so it's not that many manipulations and a lot of people trading there, but at the same time it's really clean, it's confident, it's just the start of the day. Sometimes the morning trading session is even better. Every side or moving average, like if to choose, it's better not to choose. You can choose two of them and use it together. They're going to be so much effective. But if to choose, probably moving average. Moving average, definitely. But the moving average is pretty interesting thing. For example, if you trade the same with the short time of the expiration, you choose two moving averages. One of them with a period 14, we change it to EMA. And the second one with period 8, and we change it to EMA as well. We click save. So how do we analyze it here? So when we see the two lines is crossing each other and going in some kind of the direction, it could be a good signal. For example, is here, but also the MACD is giving us this kind of the signal here, for example. But it's kind of good also to have them together to get the signals and confirmation from the both of them. So we can see the two lines of moving average is crossing each other, start going in a downward direction is the first signal to sell. Also here we can see, we can draw the resistance level. Here's the resistance level where the price achieved a few times and then reverse in a downward direction. So we can be sure that probably it will go in the downward direction because the buyers don't have that much strength and power to go higher. Also here we can see the two lines of MACDs crossing each other, also crossing the histogram, showing that it's going to be a pretty strong downward trend, and we actually can see that happening. Also we can see before, literally from the MACD, 3 candles before that, it's already red candles start happening as the pin bars on MACD histogram, showing us that it could be the start of the reversal, and it's actually happened. Then it crossed the zero level, started going even lower, confirming our strong sell movement. Don't change channel, I love it. So yeah, so the moving average you choose like this when you see the crossing of the two lines, but at the same time you need to use the confirmation of MACD, for example, RSI and more. So for the Donchin channel, yeah, I think I use it a lot and I explained to you before as well. So also when you see that the price is crossing the middle orange line of Donchin channels, it could be a pretty good signal that the trend is going to be stronger and stronger after that. But away here, it's a few seconds till the end. 3, 2, 1. Finally we did that. So let's change the amount of money. We're gonna open here trade up again. You can see some here some corrective candle, but I think it will reverse in the upward direction still because it was a downward trend for a long time. It achieved this support level, and now the sellers already don't have that much strength. So now is the time for buyers to take the place. On the MACD also, the 4 last pin bars is green color, 2 lines of MACDs crossing each other and going up in the same direction. So yep. Let me show you something more. Rate of change, no, absolutely no. Sometimes I was using it just to show it in the video, but in real life, never used that. OSMA, also kinda, not the same, but anyway, with the MACD, but again, it's not giving that much information, just for comparing, you know, because here we can see also the color of the pin bars that's giving us some information. On the OSMA, we don't have it. Just a green color here everywhere. So not my thing. Also, don't recommend. Fractal house band, honestly, better to choose Bollinger Bands or Donchin channels. I don't know, like I don't know actually who's using it seriously, like in real life every day. For the videos also I was using it just to show how it works like, but I think you never saw me trading with the fractal house, definitely. The marker, not that bad, actually, kind of look alike with the RSI, but why you need the marker if you have the RSI at the same time? Because I think a lot of people just want to, use every time something new, thinking that this indicator is kind of look alike, but just, you can just compare, for example, the marker and the RSI, it's almost the same. I mean, by the idea, and even we can see it by the moving of the price, it's literally the same. So you can choose this one or this one. Doesn't make any sense. Keltner channel, not bad. Not bad. But it's not that clearly showing the diapason of the price moving as the Donchin channels, for example, for me. Then average range, no, not really. Not really useful. ADX could be, but also not the most popular part. So for example, plus D is the green, minus D is red. So when we see that, for example, the red line is above the green line, because the red line is minus D, so it's like the downward trend, the green line is the upward trend. So when we see that the red line is higher than the green one, it could mean that the sellers is higher than the buyers right now, so they're more stronger. So that's kind of the signal to sell. For example, let's check it out on the other one. For example, here we can see upward trend, and we can see that the green line is above the red line. But again, it's not giving that much information, right? You can see it by your own eyes, even without this indicator, that it was the upward trend there. Here, it's kind of mixy. Here, the same also, but still like it's the upward trend mostly. And the green line is above the red line right now, showing us here, for example, also the upward trend in general. Yeah, it's still some kind of the downward fluctuations every time, but still the buyers here is pretty strong. So for example, but at the same time, it could go lower also for 4 or 5 candles, or even till this level right now, and after only reversing the upward trend. But you, by the following the ADX, you will open a buy trade because it's giving you a buy signal here. So it's not good, because it's mostly for just, understanding the direction of the trend, mostly for the long-term trades. So yeah, for the scalping, it could be not that great. Don't change channels. Hi Lisa, why? What why? Zigzag indicator. Zigzag, I was explaining, is also choosing the direction of the trend and allowing you to see the support and resistance levels. Support, resistance level, right? Support, resistance level. But at the same time, it's showing not all of the support and resistance levels. For example, if we will change the depth, you can see it could show more, because before it was just a few ones. So now it's showing more fluctuations. So now here is resistance support level, here is resistance support level, here is resistance, here is support, right? So you can just lower the deviation, so it will give you more info. Definitely. So yeah, today was not that easy actually. Aliza, how to choose an indicator? Is it depending on the market? Since I see you change indicator every once in a while. I'm not changing actually indicator every once in a while. In the videos, yes, because I just don't want to show the same thing every time, because why would you want to see 10 videos in a row about one strategy, right? But actually a lot of people that has been on my voice trading session, they know that I always use the same indicators in my trading sessions, and I always recommend them. I always also show them in the channel when I trade. It's like, for me right now, it's Donchin channels, Also RSI, MACD, and also sometimes I use two moving average as well. Again, moving averages is 14 EMA, 14 EMA, and 8 EMA. So here it is. Here's four of the indicators. That is the best. Sometimes I don't use the moving average. I use just Donchian channels, RSI, and MACD. RSI I usually change to 5. And that's it. From the Donchian channels, I find support resistance levels, like diapason of the price moving. I also see if the price crossed the orange line or not, because it could show that the trend will be stronger or slower. RSI oversold and overbought zones also, if the price already achieved that or not, if it's going to be reversal. On the MACD also, the pin bars, if it's red color and it's crossing the zero level, it's pretty strong downward signal. Two lines of MACD crossing each other, going down in the same direction, also sell signal. So I get all of that. And for example, also on the moving average, it's just not that noticeable because of the Donchian channel, so I'm just gonna hide it. Also, for example, here, right, we also can see two lines of moving average crossing each other and going lower. But at the same time, here it was not that clear. So here it's a little bit with delay. We get the signal. Here, for example, pretty good one, two lines of moving average crossing each other, going up in the same direction. So that's how I get the signals from all of them. And even if all of them is giving the same signal, it could be the option to open a trade here. Because if not, if some of the indicators giving you absolutely opposite signal, it could mean that it's just fluctuations or corrective candles or something else. Because, for example, RSI and MACD is kind of sensitive indicators that giving you all of the noise of the chart, and it could give sometimes the fake signal. So that's why we use moving averages as well, Donchian channels, to avoid all of this. So let me check something. So, checking the other day with ChatGPT and gave me 2 EMA, RSI, and MACD. What do you think? Just curious on your opinion. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm using. 2 EMA, for example, now, RSI and MACD. But the only thing that I also add here is Donchian channels. But if you're okay, you don't actually need the Donchian channels. So I just get used to it. But at the same time, support and resistance levels, you can find it by yourself. So that's how it looks like. 2 EMAs, 2 moving averages, RSI and MACD. It's really good. It's really nice, especially for scalping for the short time of the expiration. So, guys, really soon we will start trading session the channel. So I'm gonna get ready for that. So I hope you like everything here and you got some useful information that you're gonna use as well. And if you have any questions, always welcome in the private messages, of course, and the Telegram. You can find my contact in the channel. So, and the links, all of them in the description of the video. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and we will see each other in just a few hours and after on the other trading session. So bye bye. If you have any